Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your graduation ceremony. It's really wonderful to welcome you all here in person at long last. Thank you for your patience and thank you for bringing such a lovely sunny day with you. My name is Professor Alison Fell. I'm the Dean of the School of Histories, Languages and Cultures, and I'm your presiding officer today. I'd like to say, first of all, what a tremendous privilege and pleasure it is to be here with you as we celebrate this important milestone in your lives, together with your families and fellow students, your lecturers, and all those who've supported you on your journey to graduating from the University of Liverpool. You are the class of 2021, a year which will be forever synonymous with the COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected our lives so drastically for the past 2 years. The pandemic is, of course, the reason that your graduation ceremony has been delayed until now, when you're already in the first stages of your career or perhaps continuing with your studies. But it's better late than never, and it really is wonderful to finally be here with you to celebrate your achievements and to welcome you back to the University of Liverpool and the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. The pandemic wasn't an easy time for anyone, but it also highlighted the importance of some of the subjects that we teach in our faculty. People around the world found solace, comfort and purpose through art, film, literature, drama and musical performance, whether through listening or playing, watching an online concert or theatre production, or by enjoying and participating in the impromptu performances so many actors and musicians shared with their neighbours and friends in those months of lockdown. And yet at the same time, these industries were also devastated by the pandemic, with many cultural workers, writers, artists, actors, musicians, composers, directors and technicians seeing their livelihoods and the industry that they love fundamentally changed. Support for culture, for venues and performers has never been more important, and the University of Liverpool is working alongside our city partners to ensure that we recover from the pandemic and continue to cultivate and preserve our culture and cultural assets. You'll all know that Liverpool's musical history is a particular point of pride for everybody who lives or comes to the city. It might even be one of the reasons you originally wanted to come and study and live here. Music might be as important as football in this city. Many of you will, I'm sure, be aware that this is a new wonderful building which has a great auditorium, the Tongue Auditorium, as well as this room. This fantastic building is one of our most important recent contributions to the cultural life of the city. Liverpool is in many ways a living museum itself, connected to some of the most important and some of the most shameful moments of our past, from war, civil war and empire, to the migration of millions of Britons and Irish people to the Americas, to the enslavement and shipping of millions of Africans to the New World. The growth of new forms of industry and commerce with Asia that transformed the old world also partly began in Liverpool. So when you walk around the campus and around the city streets, the echoes of the past are everywhere, from the Georgian architecture of Abercrombie Square to the musical, intellectual, artistic, sporting, commercial and maritime legacies that have shaped the city. And it's vital that we acknowledge this past today. We hope that for you, the City of Liverpool will always feel a bit like home whenever you come back. Or you may have chosen to stay here and make the city your home, or you might have even called it home before you joined us. But we hope that whatever your relationship with the City of Liverpool, it's a place where you've made friends and memories which will last a lifetime. So graduation, now that it's finally here, is all about you, your achievements and your personal successes here at the University of Liverpool. It's a day to look forward to the future and to feel excited about your aspirations and career or future study plans. Most of all, it's a day to celebrate everything you've achieved and then to enjoy this moment with your loved ones, those you've studied alongside and with those who've learned so much from. The pandemic, I think, has made us truly appreciate the support we get from those around us, families, friends and colleagues. I know today you'll find a moment to thank lecturers and friends and colleagues for their support and sacrifice as they provided you with so much guidance on your path to graduation. Another thing that we've learnt from the past 2 years is that we never know what the future holds. And things will very likely change in your chosen careers too. But some things won't change, and so I'll flag up just 3. First, the need to be a lifelong learner for the rest of your career. Commit to being curious and asking questions, always striving to do things better. And just as you should always be a learner, always be a teacher, pass on your skills and experiences to your colleagues and to the next generations. The second is to continue to support one another. I'm still in touch with the friends I made and some of those who taught me when I went to university, and they can continue to be a support throughout your careers and lives. And finally, never forget why you wanted to pursue your chosen academic discipline. It'll take dedication, skill, creativity, tenacity, and above all, a strong vision, talent, passion and belief to pursue your chosen career path. But these are all qualities that you've already displayed in abundance through your time at the University of Liverpool. And your most difficult of experiences, particularly coping with the pandemic for all its trials, will have shaped you and will help you to deal with challenges and setbacks in the future, as well as teaching you to grasp opportunities. Our university has a long, successful history of graduates who go on to achieve great things. We have 9 Nobel laureates who've led the way in fields from nuclear disarmament to the life cycle of malarial parasites, and our alumni community is full of cultural talent, including a former poet laureate from the philosophy department, actors, screenwriters, and authors. You've now joined this talented international alumni community, and you are and will always remain a fundamentally important part of our University of Liverpool family. Our alumni community supports our students in many ways. Some of you may have already personally experienced this while you were studying here, from delivering lectures and workshops to running alumni networks, offering work placements or mentoring. We hope that, like so many of our alumni, you'll stay in touch with us and help guide and support our future students and broaden their horizons through your own experiences. It's through you that we are known. You're our greatest ambassadors, and through your achievements, you become role models and a source of inspiration for the next generation of graduates. We're also a university that takes immense pride in equality of opportunity and in delivering projects and activities which widen access for students who are traditionally underrepresented in higher education. Learners from low participation neighbourhoods, care leavers, disabled students, estranged students, adult learners, asylum-seeking and refugee students, and students from minority ethnic backgrounds. Knowledge should be celebrated, discussed and debated, and it should be accessible to all. It's through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society is shaped. Our aim is to inspire, engage and enable every single one of our students to fulfil their potential by raising their awareness, challenging barriers and providing opportunities. The ordinary bricks and terracotta dressing designed for the Gothic exterior of the Victoria building, where I'm sure some of you will be taking photographs if you haven't already, led to the coining of the phrase Red Brick University by Bruce Truscott, a pseudonym adopted by Edgar Allan Piers, who was a professor of Spanish at the University of Liverpool from 1922 to 1952 and wrote an influential book with the same title. Liverpool is and always will be the original Red Brick University, and in turn, you will always be Liverpool Originals. So the past few years have made an indelible mark on all our lives, but remember that through hard work, determination, and a strong support network, You all overcame the challenges of being a university student during this unique time in our history to reach this point in your journey. Despite these challenges, I hope you remember many happy and joyful moments during your time at the university. And I want to end by thanking your families and your carers and support networks and congratulate all of you. You're the beating heart of our institution. Without students, the university is nothing but classrooms and lecture halls. When we work together, the university is a place where discoveries are made, ideas are formed, friendships are forged, career paths are decided on, and lives are changed. When we work together as staff and students, education can be truly transformational. So we thank you for everything you've done in your time here, and we wish you all good luck and every possible success for the future. Thank you. So I will now invite Professor Michael Housekeller from the School of the Arts to present graduates from our class of 2021.
Professor, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2021. Maisie Davis. Sylviane Patricia Defris. Anne Edwards. Ryan MacDonald. Robin Alexander Plant. Lauren May Clinch. Rahaf Al-Raifan. Thomas Jonathan Battison. Adrian Liborg. Amara Salim. Ella Matthews. Nathan Patrick Sandels. Isabella Barber. Phoebe Moore. Maisie Catherine Grace Lord. Kiara Grimes. Dexter Robert Tyler. Jacob Anthony. Lydia Bacino. Andrew James Robertson. Harriet Grace Johnson. Zoe Grimshaw. Joel Raymond MacDonald Sams. Chelsea Halbert. Francesca Amber Suter. Alessia Bride. Eve Wilcox. Charlotte Ann Pennell. George Allen. Thomas Andrew Dickens Lorna. Sophie Arthur. Asia Ray Newman. Sally Francesca Piers. Laurie Ann Campbell. Anka Maria Carter Timoft. Ellen Grice. Melissa Partridge. Amara Elise Nowak. Rosa Smith. Rebecca Elizabeth Dolan. Abigail Jane Milner. Stephanie Ann Blything. Bethany Roberts. Toby Ajanaku. Eleanor Piercy. Lily Mae Moy. Lottie Salako. Rebecca Harris. Charlotte Alice Angara Cartwright. Sean Stephen Bickerton. Robert James William Evans. Jennifer Cresswell. Diana Teodorova Nikolova. Eve Alexandra Craig. Joe Denning. Thomas Donnelly. Isabel Benito Gutierrez. Emma Elkington. Rhiannon Duffy. Rebecca Murray. Lauren Fern Sutherland. Katie McCormick. Liam James Cook. George Rathbone. Sarah Grace Shields. Kira Lawler. Holly Jane Gilligan. Lauren Mary Moses. Daniel Brannan. Noah Ottman. Harry William Damon. William Bosefield. Daniel Russell. Luke Charles Chapman. Anthony Paul Marshall. Matthew Reese Cover. Hannah Maria Morrow. Radka Hostasova. David Fallon. Sophie McGee. Harry Valentine. Ella Jane Pollard. Jay Revel. Alexander McWilliam. Hadiya Shakir. Alexander Varigan. Asia Khanam Konika. Sarah Gleason. Holly Radford. Ellen Roberts. Kieran Ian McLaughlin. Amy Mastila. Kate Anastasia Lilly. Emma Whitehouse. Gianluca Di Meo. Malcolm Peter Knight. Mark Kane. Emily Atherton. Elena Maya Clayton Harding. Alice Burns. Kaylee Jones. Caroline Louise Foote. Darren Bridget Shaw. Neve McLaughlin. Joseph Grover. Molly Jessica Bryce. Matthew Charles Harrison. Luke Andrew Medaglion. Harry Roberts. Rachel Wolfenden. Gemma Conliff. Oliver Osborne. He Fang Sun. Connor Williams. Abigail Victoria Warner. Priya Iya. Liam Thomas Bracken. Araksha Garcia Fernandez. Isabel Greer Davis. Yuhui Wang. Madison Knudsen. Adiba Mahmood. Visagan Sankara Narayana. Emily Gibbs. Grace Catherine Jones. Molly Rose. Brogan Mary Frank. Olav Strahl. And Lois Bolton.
I would now like to invite Emily Gibbs to join us on stage to reflect on her student experience.
Can you all hear me okay? Professor, distinguished guests, friends, family, and fellow students, good afternoon. I am so honoured and humbled to speak to you all today. I look out at you all and I'm just so proud of everyone. You did it! Today we celebrate our successes, our determination, our perseverance and hard work all of us put in to get here, with the support from our friends, our families, our peers, and our amazing academic and administration staff here at the university. I've been at this university for 10 years, and here at the end of it all, I feel so privileged to stand here and share in our achievements together. Although I was so relieved the day I handed in, as I'm sure many of you were, I find myself really nostalgic for my time here. Maybe some of you are already thinking of coming back to do a master's or a PhD and continue your pursuit of knowledge, and you'll be doing this all over again. Maybe some of you are feeling nervous about what the future holds and you aren't quite sure what's going to happen next. But don't worry, as somebody who put off being an adult and starting a career for a really long time, you will be fine. Have confidence in yourself and the skills and experiences you have gained. I want to congratulate every single one of you graduating here today. You have done so amazing to be here. You've worked through some of the strangest and most uncertain times ever and overcome so many hardships. The pandemic might have felt like the hardest period of your life for some of you. It changed everything from how we wrote emails to how we studied, our sports, our clubs, where we could go, everything. But here we are. We did it. You did it. Each of you should reflect on the last few years and all the wonderful things you did, what an accomplishment you have achieved, and take faith that the next part of your life will be even more exciting. I also want to thank all the staff that helped organise this ceremony, that we're finally able to celebrate our amazing achievements together, and we should also thank our friends and families who supported us along the way. When I first came to Liverpool on an off-chance university open day, I think I knew then and there I was supposed to be here. I love the city, the university, I love the people. It was perfect. So perfect, in fact, I still don't see myself ever leaving Liverpool. In fact, the experience I had at that open day inspired me to work as a student ambassador for about 6 years, working on open days and talking to future students and their parents and schools about what made Liverpool, this university, and all of its courses so amazing. It feels like a really long time ago now, but I still remember my first night at university. My parents left me alone for the first time, and I awkwardly tried to make friends with my flatmates and find things we have in common. I remember walking into my first lecture alone and late, of course. I was late today. And there are definitely things I don't miss. I don't miss all the hangovers. I don't miss cramming onto a bus on Smithdown Road trying to make a 9 a.m. lecture. I don't miss living in student houses in Kensington with mice and mould, and eating cereal for dinner because I spent my entire student loan on ASOS. But university really was the best time. Here I met my closest friends, I met my fiancé, I worked with some of the most amazing academics and people and fellow students. I got to teach, I got to learn, and I got to grow. During my PhD, which focused on the history of the Cold War and anxieties about nuclear war, a topic I wish I could say wasn't so relevant today, I got to travel all over the country. I visited archives and I interviewed people about their memories and their stories and those moments that were most treasured to them. I felt so lucky to be able to do research on a topic I was passionate about and meet other passionate people and academics and contribute to historical knowledge. When I was first asked to give the speech, I did exactly what I spent the last 10 years at university doing. I researched it. I read speeches, I watched YouTube videos of celebrities giving speeches, I looked up the theory behind successful speech structure and Googled how to be inspirational. I even wondered if I needed to include references. But when I read and listened to other speeches made at graduation ceremonies across the world, they all shared a common theme. They were all about change. They all talked about living in uncertain or difficult times or periods of change and stepping into the next part of your life. But I can honestly say we're living through a period of great change and uncertainty now. When I reflect upon being an undergraduate, I went out a lot. I physically went to lectures, I had campus lunches with my friends, and many of you might have missed out on a lot of these things as we moved into a remote and digital way and worked from our homes, away from our families, and had to find new ways to interact with each other. In all of you, I see the future. I see positive and meaningful change. As you step into the next part of your lives, you will use what you've learned at university for so many things. The skills and knowledge I gained at my time at university, I use all the time. I found myself at the University of Liverpool. I learned how to ask questions as much as answer them, how to think critically, and how to engage in debate. I now work in the NHS, a very different career than the one I originally envisioned, but I'm so grateful that I can use the research and critical thinking skills I've gained to help people and change lives. I urge all of you to reflect on your achievements, to keep learning, to inspire, to not be afraid to try new things, and to be aspirational. Change never stops, but we all have an opportunity to shape the world and society we live in and become our very best possible selves. I'd like to end with a line from the final screen of one of my favourite games growing up, The Legend of Zelda. Another adventure starts from here. Just press the start button. Thank you for listening, and best of luck to you all.
Thank you, Emily. I think we can safely say you kind of nailed the speech thing, especially as a fellow Zelda fan. So thank you for that. So congratulations once again, everybody. I now declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates closed. Salva sit Universitas Nostra quod precantes consegamus.
Please stand.
Graduates and guests,